Hey everybody, this is Buckmaster in the Infected, and I thought today I'd try a different kind of video other than just a normal playthrough. I do have a couple of playthroughs that I've done, one that I'm currently still in. If you haven't checked those out, check them out. I'd greatly appreciate it. But in this video, I thought that I would show you guys how I like to start out in the Infected on day one. There's a million different ways to do it, but I thought that I would show you how I like to do it and what works best for me. Maybe this will help somebody who's never played the game before or somebody who's just starting out, and we'll see how it goes. And if you like this kind of video, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Let me know if you'd like to see more of this type of video. And if you don't, leave a thumbs down. That's good too. Either way, leave me a comment. And if you have any other tips and tricks that I might miss or ideas that help you out, then leave those in a comment as well. And maybe they'll help me out and help somebody else out. So we're going to start out here in the first page of the game. And I'm going to name this, name this tutorial. Okay, and then here in the center of the screen, you have your general settings here. I always enable my autosave. I am horrible at remembering to save the game, so I always enable that, and I always set it to every 5 minutes. That way, if I don't save the game before I exit, then I only lose 5 minutes of gameplay. Still, sometimes that kind of stinks because you can lose a lot in 5 minutes of gameplay. But you can see you have different options here: 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Temperature type, you can set that to Celsius or Fahrenheit. Doesn't matter, it's personal preference. Month length, the length of each month in minutes. Default is set at 60. I always go for at least 120, but you can see you can go 180, 300. Depending on the type of playthrough. Some people like to set it at max, so that gives you longer time during spring and summer and fall, but it also, the downside to that is it also gives you longer winters. And in thunder and lightning, you can disable that if you want to. Tree respawn, tree regrowth after 5 game days, you can disable that if you want to. I like to leave it enabled unless I get to a point where, you know, I don't really need the trees, then I'll turn it off, or I need to clear out a space and don't want trees regrowing. Head bobble, I always disable that. That gets annoying. Stat depletion, you have slow, normal, and fast. My suggestion is if this is the first time ever playing the Infected, I would put it on slow. I like to leave it on normal. You can put it on fast. That just increases or decreases the amount of time it takes for your stats to deplete. Sun resistance, this toggles the sun resistant vital stat on and off. If you leave it enabled, the sun is going to affect your stats. You'll see in a few minutes when we start the game, you'll see a meter for your sun resistance. You can disable that and not have to worry about that. There are things in the game to help with that. Tomato paste and potato paste, potatoes, things like that will help with that. Free build, I leave that disabled. I could enable it for this tutorial, but I'm going to leave it off just to show you in real time what I do on day one at least. If you enable it, then you don't need to put a blueprint down and then fill it in with materials to build, like your foundations, walls, ceilings, or even your equipment like saws and things like that. So I leave that disabled. Enabled. Oh, wait a minute. Free build disabled. Sorry, getting myself confused here. Technologies. There are certain things in the game that you need the technology in order to build it, to craft it. Advanced workbench, circular saw, the chemistry table, things like that. You can disable that where you're not required to have those technologies. You can just build them straight from the beginning. I like to leave those enabled if I'm doing just a normal playthrough. and I always leave God mode disabled. That basically just means you can't take any damage at all. I always leave that disabled. Then over here you have the AI section where you can have different settings for the AI. Spawn and POIs, you can disable that if you don't want to. If you want to go loot the place and places and find the tech and all the stuff in there and not be worried with monsters attacking you, you can disable that. I leave that enabled. Just to me, it makes the game more what it's supposed to be. Base attack spawns. After 3 days in the game, you can start getting base attacks where the bosses will come and attack. I leave that enabled. You can disable that too. Mini boss attacks after day 20, it says. Enable or disable multiple mini bosses per attack after day 20. I always leave that enabled. Just kind of things that make the game more interesting. And down here you can adjust their health from 50 all the way to 1500. These are the default settings when you start the game. This is what you're going to see. Their health, their damage P is how much damage dealt to the player per hit before any armor. And then damage B is dealt to buildings and structures. Wildlife settings, you can enable or disable the predators. I leave those on. Butchering blood splatter, you can disable that if you don't want to see the blood splatter. I usually just leave everything enabled here. Then the animal section here, you can disable any of these: the sheep, the deer, the raccoon, the goat, the boar, the bear, fox, wolf, and scorpion. Personally, if I'm doing a playthrough on my own that I'm not recording, I will turn the scorpions off. I hate those things. I hate scorpions. You can also adjust their health. You can go as low as 25 all the way up to 500 for each one, I think. Let's see. Yeah, 500 there. Yeah, okay. And then their damage you can adjust, all except for the health of the scorpion you can't adjust, and the damage on the sheep, deer, and raccoon you can't adjust. But you can adjust how much damage they do from 0 all the way to 100. And I think that's the same for each one. Yeah, okay. It's the same for each one. So these are the settings that I will usually use. Sometimes I'll raise or lower these depending on how difficult or how easy I want this to be. But this is usually the settings that I generally use. Now on the cave edition that I'm playing through, I do have this stuff raised a little. So yeah, that's this screen, and then I'll show you what to do when we get started here. We're in the game, and as you can see, this is version 14, and we need to put the ATV together, and we'll have an ATV from the very start. So come around here and we'll just gather stuff. It'll show you here, if you look at it, you need 2 iron ingots, 10 screws, 4 tires, and a gas can. And all of that stuff can be found, except for that 1 tire there, all that stuff can be found in here. Nope, put a bit of lag there. Alright. Well, here's a gas can. And another tire. Now the tire you can't put in your inventory, you just have to carry those one at a time. So we'll take this around here and we'll throw this in here. Alright, and you can loot stuff here. I'm only going to take what I really kind of need. A lot of that stuff you don't need on day 1, especially on day 1. So there's our screws, and here's 2 more tires. This should be all 4 tires now. So just run around here and put these in. Alright, and once you get up there, you just press E. Alright, now we'll run down here. Whoops, we already got that from there. So the rest of the parts are upstairs here. There's an iron ingot, and you can loot this as well. We'll take the cloth. And you can loot this, and then the other iron ingot is here. And I believe that should be it to get the ATV going. Find the door here. Here we go. What are we missing? 202, 3. Oh, we need a tire. Oh, I forgot the fourth tire. Where's that at? Where did I miss that at? Let's see. It's not there. Did I not grab the last tire from here? Yeah, make sure you grab all the tires or you're not going anywhere. Not on the ATV, at least. Alright, there we go. And now, as you can see, we have a storage box here. So we're just going to throw this stuff in here. And we're going to run over and check this barbecue pit. There's some meat. We're going to need that. Alright, now the next thing I like to do is figure out where I want to build at. Let's see, and also if you see in the bottom left hand corner it says hold F to view the tutorial and player stats. So if you hold F, it gives you a task list here. Now you can disable this, but I'm going to leave it on for the purposes of this, and it'll give you a list of things to do. The first thing we have to do is find a place to build our base. I'm also gonna, the way I do it is I'm gonna pick up a stick here and look for any stones. Just take a quick look here, and I don't see anything. Oh, here's a stone right here. So now I'm gonna go here, and you need 1 stone and 1 stick to craft your axe. And later it's gonna tell you to do that in the tutorial, but I kind of like to do it now because what I like to do is you look at the map. If you press M and open your map, we are right here in the very bottom of the map, and right there is a town, and that's the first town, and I like to loot that the first time here. Alright, we're going to stop and we're going to loot this mailbox here. There's some iron fragments in there, and also I want to run back here if they didn't despawn. Let's grab another stone. Weren't there more stones? I thought there were more stones. They may have despawned already. Oh, there's one. We're going to grab a couple of stones. And then over here's a bush. We're going to take our axe out and we're going to chop down a bush. And we're going to pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the sticks. And we're going to chop down a tree. And we're going to get the plant fiber from it. And the reason I do that is because I'm going to go into that town and loot. So I need to make some spears. So we need 3 sticks, the stone blade, and I believe it's 5 plant fiber. There we go. And then over here you have a craft 1. You can type in a number here, or you have a craft all button, craft maximum. Okay, and that will craft as many as you can craft with the items you have in your inventory. Alright, now we're going to jump back on the ATV and we're going to head over to that first town. Alright, we found a truck here on the road, and we can loot that, so let's do that. Nothing in there that's really going to help at the moment. Don't really need wire until we can get our power and electricity going later in the game. Now the kind of things that I like to loot on the first day is food, cloth, iron fragments if I can find them, any ores, any types of ores that you can find. Let's see, let's check this. There's some more cloth. Okay, we'll take that. And we'll come up here to the next one. Alright. Well, okay, we've got electrical parts and some more fragments in there. We'll take all of that. Not going to need electrical parts right away, but I do like to take them as soon as I can find them. And also I see a pumpkin back here, so we're going to grab that. We're going to harvest that. And when you harvest things like that, you will also get the seeds. And then this will go over here in your food section. Alright, there's a pumpkin back here. We're going to grab that as well. And sometimes I don't worry too much about grabbing food on the side of the road like that. You'll find it all over the map. But I do try to grab a little bit at the very beginning, just because it does help. Alright, we got to go around the barricade here. We're going to check this car. See what's in there. There's some more iron fragments. Alright, here we are at the first little town here. There's got some lag because everything's spawning in. Alright, so I'm just going to leave the ATV right here. And I'm going to get a spear, because there's going to be some bad guys up there. Okay, we don't really need the plant fiber, but I will take the egg. Actually, I'm going to go back to the ATV here and offload some of this stuff, just so we have room and less weight as well. Now, when you're fighting these guys, he's going to notice this here in a second, but you have your weapon and you hold right mouse button and it'll bring up your shield. So we're just going to go ahead and take him out real quick just to get rid of him. There we go. Alright, here comes another one. Oh, and he's going to hit us. Ow, a couple times. Alright, so he did a little bit of damage there. Took us down to 90 health. Alright, now we can start looting. I'm going to take the spoiled food because you make biofuel with that. There's also, in these barrels, there's going to be fuel that you're going to need for the ATV, but we'll get that on the way back out. If I don't forget. Sometimes I do forget. Okay, there's a baked potato. We don't need the bark chips. We're going to get those just from chopping down trees. Some screws. We're also going to get the plant fiber from chopping down trees. And here's our first tech. Not going to take the rope either. Now this tech is completely random. So let's see what we got. We got the oil extractor, which we're not going to need in the very beginning. Alright. There's a potato. I'm not going to take the animal fat either. That is useful in making bandages and health kits and stuff like that. But as you can see, you get that from killing certain animals too. Alright, we'll take the spoiled food. And check these bathtubs, because there's usually, sometimes there's med kits in there with medical supplies. Alright, so once we've searched all that, we're going to come upstairs. Glass we're not going to need. Kevlar I will take. Plastics and mechanical parts I will take. I will take those every time I find them. We're going to take all of that. That's a small health kit, small medical kit. We're going to take all of that. Alright. And then we're going to stop out here and we're going to grab this fuel for the ATV. And then we're going to go pick a spot to build. Alright, so here we are. I found a spot that I want to build in. I'll show you on the map where I'm at. I'm down here, this little lake here. One thing I would highly suggest is building at least close to water, because you're going to need to wash your hands and stuff like that when you butcher an animal. So the first thing we got to do is go into here to our build, and then go down to others, and we have to place a land claim pole before we can build anything else. So I'm just going to place it down here, kind of random for now. You can move this once it's done. Okay, task completed. Then you walk up to it and you can enter a name. You can name it whatever you want. Toggle visibility, you can turn this on and it will highlight any place, the area where this land claim pole will cover. Okay, let's turn that back off, and then here you have a toggle noise and light level. Now you don't have to worry about this until day 3. Once day 3 hits, then you have to really start paying attention to your noise and light levels in the top right there. Alright, so now what we need to do is we're going to start building things. So what I like to do, and I do this almost every time, we're going to go to placeables and saw bench, and I'm just going to find a place that's kind of handy to put these, maybe kind of like here, and I always start with 3 saw benches, and then we're going to chop down some trees. Now chopping trees down can be kind of slow. You just have to left click, or you can also alternate really fast between your shield and your weapon, your tool, and it'll do it a little faster. I'm not very good at that, but we'll pick up that stick, and you can see that we're completing our task list here. Fix the ATV, find a place, 1 stone, 1 stick, craft an axe, craft a blade, plant fiber, craft a stone pickaxe, build a saw bench. We need to get water, build a foundation and a campfire, find carbs, which means we need to hunt something, build a forge. Oh wait, find carbs, that's just picking a vegetable or a fruit. Hunting, and we need to make an iron ingot and find the technology pages. Alright, so we're going to pick up some logs here, and we're going to build these saw benches here, because we're going to need lots of planks. Whoops. Alright, and then we'll pick these up. There we go, and then we're going to put the logs on there to get some planks going. And then we're going to chop down some more trees. Alright, that should be good for now. Alright. And I like to keep these going as much as I can. We're going to get some planks going here, because we're going to need to build a foundation at some point. Alright, we got that going. Okay, so let's place our foundation, and I always like to start, let's see. Now where I build my first, place my first foundations isn't necessarily where I'm going to build my my main base. This is just going to be a kind of a starter base. Sometimes I do extend off of my starter base if it's in a good spot, has good placement. So I'm going to hold X, and I'm going to use my mouse wheel to raise and lower the foundations here. Press E to place them, and I like to start with oh, that's not going to work. Okay, new plan. We're going to delete, and delete. Alright, let's try that again. Alright, so can we lower it just a little? Alright, I like to start off with a 3x3 base. I'm not going to build the entire 3x3 at once, and I'll show you in just a minute what I do. So we're gonna come over here, we're gonna grab some logs, And we're going to start filling this in. We need 4 logs and 6 planks per foundation. There we go. We're going to put that in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just fill in the first 3 foundations here to get started. There we go. Alright, let's grab a couple logs to throw on the saw benches again so we can keep those working. Oh, I'm full. Let me go empty some storage here. Okay, we're going to keep that. We're going to empty anything we can. We're going to be chopping down a lot of trees, so I'm going to get rid of that just to make some room. We're going to take those sticks. Oh wait, I need some of that plant fiber. Okay, so now we're going to need to make another stone blade. Okay, and that gives us another task completed. We're going to do that, and 1 stick and 2 plant fiber. And we're going to craft our stone pickaxe. There we go. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and craft another axe because this is going to wear out. Oh, I don't have enough space in my backpack here. Okay, so this spear is almost broken, so I'm just going to throw it out. Alright, and now we'll craft that. There we go. Alright, so let's see, how's our food doing? Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and eat some of this just to make some room in here for some of this bigger stuff. Just to get it out of our backpack. Alright, that should be good. And we're going to right click and pick up some planks. Alright. We need 4 more planks. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to walls, and I'm going to place a doorway right here. And then I'm going to place, I like to use the windows, so we're going to place 2 of those, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fill those in. There we go. And I'll look again here in a second, but I believe the walls take less than the foundations. Yeah, it's only 3 logs and 4 planks. So we can do that pretty quickly. Alright, let's get these going. You know what, we're gonna throw those on there. Alright, we'll grab this and we'll throw these in this last wall. And let's get our stamina back up. And looks like we need some water. So we do start out with a canteen here that has 60 water in it. So we're going to drink that. That's something else we're going to have to work on. Is we'll get a water basin going here in a few minutes. Alright. Oh, got some lag going here. Did I not pick up the last 2? Or last 4 rather. There we go. Okay, now we have that going. Now I'm going to come in here. Gonna have to build some stairs there. But we're not going to worry about that just yet. I want to get some ceilings up. And the reason I do this is because we're going to build some forges. So we can start smelting some stone to get iron fragments, and then we'll smelt the iron fragments to get iron ore. So we're going to go out here and chop more trees. Oh, why is that not working? Come on. There we go. I'm not very good at that. I usually just stand here and do it the hard way. Alright, so we've got some trees down. Let's get some more planks going. While those are sawing down, we'll bring our logs, which is the same as the walls. They need 3 logs, 4 planks. Alright, and then the next load I'll bring over and put on the saw bench here. First day is always, first couple of days sometimes is always a bunch of back and forth, grindy kind of stuff. I find that that's the case in most survival games. The beginning is early game is very grindy. I do have to say though, I found there are games that are much more grindy than this, even after the early game. Alright, so then we're going to come out here. Oh, we can only pick up 5. Alright, and then we're going to build these ceilings. Whoops. There we go. And yeah, we had one more plank. We'll just throw it in there for now. Now you can also, what you can do is place one foundation, and then you go to, where's it at? Others. And here you have a shelter. You can place this down and build your campfire and get started that way. I just prefer to go ahead and do it this way. That way I've got to start on my base and don't really have to worry about that. So now what we need to do is I'll go in here and I'll go to placeables and others, and I'll start out with these stone forges. And what I like to do is I like to place 5 of these, and the reason for that is because I didn't place that straight. That's okay. 3, 4, and 5. Now the reason for that is because you can put 2 stone on each one, and your fragments, they stack in stacks of 5. So that's gonna, each time we fill these up, that's with 10 stone, we're gonna get 10 fragments. It's gonna give us 2 stacks of 5 each time, and that's just the way I prefer to do that. You can go with less, you can go with more. This is just what I find works for me. Alright, now we're going to keep these planks going because we're going to have to build more at some point here. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to take our pickaxe, wherever I put it. Here it is. I like to go around and grab all these stone that are laying on the ground. And we're going to bust these rocks up. And you can do the same thing. You can rotate, or alternate between your shield and your tool. And let's watch our weight over there. Alright, we're at 49 out of 50. So we're going to jump in here, and it doesn't matter where you start at, but we're just going to start filling these in until we get them full. Alright, and it looks like it's about to rain, so let's go ahead and we'll go into our menu here. We'll go to placeables and food and a water basin. We need to get a water basin down so it will collect rainwater for us, and we need 6 planks for that. Oops, 5, 6. There we go. Okay, and we've completed another task. Alright, so let's gather some more stone here. Alright, and since we're close, we're just going to grab 3 more logs. We're going to grab as many of these stones as we can. Okay, we'll drop these off on our way. Alright. Alright, so we have the first forge done. Now, I could go ahead and fire that up, put 2 stone on it, get it going, but I like to get them all built all at once, just because it makes things smoother for me. Again, you can do it however you want. Let's see, more stone. and it's raining, so we'll be getting some water collected up, which is good. Oh, we're too heavy, so we gotta drop. Let's drop this, and we'll drop our plant fiber. Alright, so we can pick up a few more stones now that we got rid of that extra weight. Oh, we are one stone shy. Alright, where did I just... There it is. I do that a lot. If I have to leave something behind, sometimes I lose where it is. Alright. Alright, we're gonna have to leave one behind, which is fine. No biggie. Alright, we've got 2 completed. There we go. Alright, now we're gonna run up here and we're just gonna continue to grab stone until we have it all completed. Alright, and we've got a stone here. If I have extra space in my backpack, extra weight, after I pick up all the stones from one rock, I'll pick up whatever I find on the way back, whatever's close by. Alright, there's another one done. Now something else we're going to have to do, go to placeables and food, and we're going to have to place a campfire. Now, that's the reason that I put these ceilings up. When it's raining, your campfire and your forges will go out. The rain will put your fires out if you don't have ceilings over them. Alright, so let's see. We're having to travel a little further now to get stone. Alright, there we go. There's another one right here. I'm gonna grab that. Alright, we're 2 stone shy of completing that one. So we're just gonna run around here. Oh, there's a frog. So, let's get our spear out and we'll kill that for the meat. Saw another one. Here we go. There we go, and we just completed the hunting task. Alright, let's grab this stone here. Oh, and we're heavy. We're right at the weight here. Let's see. Let's eat that. There we go. Now, when you eat meat, it does... I can't pick that up. It does drop your water. So you'll have to kind of pay attention to that. And you do have to cook your water to make it clean. Oh. There we go. Alright, now we're gonna need... Also gonna need stone to make the campfire. So we're gonna get as much stone as we can. I see a pumpkin over there. And the reason that I focus on this kind of stuff on day 1 is because, like I said in the beginning of the video, you have 3 days before your noise and light meter start going up. So I want to get as much of this done, start cooking up some stone and getting fragments. I want to get as much of that done as I can before we're able to be attacked. I hear a chicken too. This rock right here is clay, which we're going to need very shortly. Alright. Alright, and then we'll grab whatever we find laying on the ground on the way back. Now I think, yeah, we only need 6 more stone here. There we go. Alright, now we're going to need firewood. And there's a couple of different ways you can do that. You can pick up sticks and use the sticks, or let's see. I'm not seeing any. Sometimes you can find logs laying on the ground. Not seeing any close. Maybe they just haven't spawned in yet. But anyway, as soon as I spot one of those, I'll show you that as well. Alright, so the alternative is to use a log. So if you walk up to it, right click, hit harvest, it gives you firewood and sticks. And we're full. So let's do this. Whoops. Alright, we need 4 more firewood, and we're going to put these sticks in here. And then we'll come out here and finish collecting the firewood. We'll pick up some of these sticks because they'll help as well. Alright. There we go. Now, we're going to take these sticks, we're going to put that in there, we're going to light that fire up, and we're going to come out here. Since we drank our canteen of water, and fill it up right here at the basin. Whoops. And then we'll bring it in here, and we'll place it in here to be cooked, and this will hold 200 water. I like to keep things even. I don't know, I'm kind of OCD that way. So I'm going to fill it up to 180. So I'll put 3 containers in there. 3 canteens worth. There we go. Okay, now it's getting dark. So the next thing we're going to need, we go to furniture and we go to a bed. And we're going to need a bed. And for now, we're just going to throw it down right here and just build it right there just so we can sleep through the night. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, so we've got some clean water. Let's grab that and we'll drink it. We'll grab more. Okay, and then we're going to need more firewood. So let's go grab couple more logs here. We'll just throw them down and we'll harvest them. Alright. Now we're going to need to fill up our forges with firewood. And you can use firewood, you can use the sticks. Later in the game, you can use coal. Well, you can use coal right now, but I just don't have any. Alright, we'll just pick up what we can here. Alright, we're going to fill these up. Oh, let's see. Okay, we're out of space. Alright. And you don't have to worry about filling these completely full with fuel. I don't always do that. Alright, let's grab that. Then we'll harvest this. Sometimes this stuff does just randomly burst like it's exploded or something. Let's see, that one has fuel, so let's get some fuel in this one. Alright, that's good enough for there. Alright, then we'll throw that down. Let's grab this stick. Oh, we're out of room again. Alright, so let's put that in there, that in there. Whoops, I don't want to drop it. I want to place it in there. Alright, now we can start lighting these things up. Did that one light? Okay, it did. Okay. There we go. And we had exactly 10 stones. That's rare. Alright. So that is how I start day one. Sometimes I get a little further than this. Sometimes I don't. Just depends on how much I build and how far I have to travel, run back and forth to gather stuff. There are places that are a little easier to build on the map. So I'm just going to kind of run around here and pick up as much stone as I can because we're going to need it. We're going to need to keep smelting the stone down and then smelting the iron fragments down. Come on. Okay, we're going to destroy the spear just so it's not here, because that thing will lay there forever. Alright, let's see. Alright, and then sometimes what I'll do is I'll come in here and there's things that I know I'm going to need. So I'll go to storage and I'll place down a stone crate. We're going to need nails to do that. So in order to do that, we're going to need an iron ingot, and we're also going to need the anvil. And I just kind of place these down just to get them down, and then I'll move them later. Alright. Alright, so we'll place some stone in here. Alright, we'll put our iron fragments in there since we have a stack of 5. Let's see if we can find more stone. Oh, that frog just reminded me too. We need to cook up some meat, which we'll do on the campfire. Since we have the campfire going, we'll just put this meat on here, like this. Throw a couple more sticks in there just so it doesn't go out. Alright, we'll throw that on there. We'll throw this last stone. I usually don't like to do that, but I like to keep them full. Alright, we'll wait for this iron to cook up here. We're going to need 5 iron ingots to complete the anvil. So we're going to have to go out and find a lot of stone. And that's the tedious part in the early game, is going out and only, you know, hauling back as much as you can. Because you're very limited on your weight until you can upgrade the backpack. Alright, we're just going to run around here for a minute and pick up any random stones we can find. We're here, so let's just break up a stone. Oh, we made our iron ingot. That's done. That's good. Alright, there we go. We've got that down. We're heavy. If we pick up one more stone, we're going to be full. Just 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. Somebody came in the door and my dog decided to let me know about it. Alright, so we'll take these off of here. We're going to replace this with stone. We'll take off those fragments, or those ingots rather. Alright, there we go. And we'll put that one on there just to cook it up. Alright, so our meat's cooked. Now, just so we're not wasting fuel, I'm going to put that out. And that, guys, is how I like to start day one. Like I said, you know, I don't start with anything major. I just put a roof over some foundations and some walls, and that gives me the opportunity to get my forges and my campfire up without being put out. Sometimes I'm able to get the anvil built and maybe a crate, not always. Sometimes I don't get to that until day 2, but anyway, let me know what you thought of this video and if you'd like to see more of this kind of video, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one.